Dawn peeks over the horizon, gilding treetops with amber glow. You awaken to a hush that feels almost sacred, as if creation itself is holding its breath. In this first light, invite your heartbeat to slow. You can let your gaze rest on the soft palette of sky, noticing how silence settles upon the earth like gentle dew. Here, without hurry, you are free to listen beneath the clamor of yesterday. Feel the quiet wrap around you like a down blanket, soothing every restless corner of your mind. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 460:10. In these 9 words, heaven offers an open doorway. Stillness is not absence, but attention, a deliberate turning of the inner ear toward the one who sustains you. When you grant your spirit a pause, you discover God's nearness in the hush between breaths. You can draw a long inhale through your nose, allowing the air to expand your chest. As it leaves, picture the tangles of worry untwining. Notice how each exhale makes room for new life. The morning breeze carries birdsong. Those notes remind you that the whole earth sings when hearts are at rest. Now, take a few seconds to scan your body, crown of head, brow, shoulders, chest. Where tension lingers, invite gentle release. Imagine sun-warm beams melting stiffness until limbs feel weightless. A stream beside a meadow always finds its course because it refuses to rush. In the same way, steady calm reveals a path through your tasks. You can watch thoughts drift downstream rather than holding them tight. Concerns about deadlines, conversations, or finances float past like autumn leaves. Trust the current to carry them where they belong. Whenever a fresh worry appears, return to the present moment. Listen to the quiet pulse beneath everything. That rhythm is grace reminding you that you belong. Stillness is more than rest. It is recognition of holy presence. Your room, your car, even a crowded kitchen can become a sanctuary the instant you open your awareness. Feel the subtle quiver of life in your fingertips. Let the scent of brewing coffee or damp earth after rain lift gratitude within you. Whisper or simply think, I am. The divine answer is always, and here I am with you. As the sun climbs, light reveals colors hidden in the night. Quiet does the same for your inner world, uncovering hopes you set aside and dreams God planted long ago. You can welcome those seedlings into daylight, give them gentle attention. They may be fragile, but the gardener is patient. If memories surface that sting, greet them with compassion and allow them to pass. Tender acknowledgement without judgment is fertile soil for transformation. You might picture a lake at dawn, its glassy surface mirroring heaven. Any pebble tossed disturbs the reflection, yet the water always returns to calm. So does your mind when you allow its ripples to settle. You can let solitude discipline your inner climate, choosing not to cling to every disturbance. Even 5 quiet breaths can recenter your spirit, much like a compass needle finding north again. In these silent minutes, realize you are not earning God's attention. You already have it. The Father's gaze is affectionate, constant, never withdrawn. Let that awareness descend from head to heart. Notice how gentle assurance steadies your pulse. You do not stand outside the promise. You are already embraced within it. Stillness simply helps you remember the truth obscured by haste. Before this section closes, savor the delicate hush once more. You can place a hand over your chest and sense the steady drum that began long before you chose your first word. Each beat is permission to live anew, to create, to love. Sit with that wonder for a brief span. Allow gratitude to unfurl like petals opening to dawn. When you rise, carry quiet inside like a hidden brook murmuring beneath daily noise. Return whenever you need refreshment. Door of calm is always unlocked, hinged by grace. Morning has now brightened, painting clouds with rose gold. Heart slowed by earlier quiet, you can step into confidence. Trust is the bridge between promise and experience. Plank by plank with deliberate choice. You can picture yourself placing one foot after another on that sturdy crossing, leaving self-reliance on one bank and entering sacred partnership on the other. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight. Proverbs 305:6. These lines invite relinquishment of soul control. Trust is not naïve optimism. It is seasoned certainty that God's wisdom outruns yours and lovingly guides every detour toward meaningful destination. Contemplate areas where you grasp control tightly. Maybe a relationship, a project, a diagnosis. In gentle honesty, admit where your grasp has stiffened into strain. You can imagine opening your hands, palms upward, symbolizing release. Visualize concern gliding into God's broad palm. Notice how shoulders lighten when burdens shift to stronger arms. Trust grows through rehearsal. You might recall a moment when circumstances resolved beyond your planning. A bill unexpectedly paid. Reconciliation after long silence, an opportunity arriving just when needed. Allow memories of provision to stack like smooth stones, forming an altar of testimony inside you. Each recollection whispers, "He did it then, He can again." Faith resembles planting a seed without seeing roots form. You cover the kernel with soil, walk away, and let hidden processes work. Likewise, you may not witness immediate results, yet life stirs beneath. You can resist the urge to dig up what was sound to check progress. Patience is part of confidence. Waiting, nurture soil with prayer and gratitude. Imagine a vast sky above, clouds drifting in perfect submission to invisible currents. They neither argue nor deviate, yet sweep across continents by midday. In similar manner, yielding to divine direction carries you farther than self-powered flapping. You can spread wings of obedience and allow the Spirit's updraft to lift you over obstacles. What appears uncertain from the ground becomes clear when viewed from higher altitude. When doubts whisper, respond with truth. Speak promises aloud. "You will never leave me. all things work together for good. Verbal declaration re aligns mind and emotion. You can affix these assurances to fridge doors, journal pages, phone screens. Small signposts guiding you back to reliance when storms darken horizons. Trust is relational. Spend moments savoring God's character faithful, generous, unchanging. As sunrise paints the heavens every morning without fail, so does the Creator keep covenant. You can let that regularity anchor you. Even when feelings fluctuate, the underlying reality stands firm, bedrock beneath shifting sand. Your response to guidance shapes outcomes. Sometimes instructions arrive softly. Intuition to call someone, nudge to rest, sudden insight during chores. You can practice swift obedience, treating each prompt as precious. Quick response trains spiritual reflexes, turning trust from concept into lifestyle. Time, communion deepens, and direction becomes clearer. If fear surfaces, fear of lack, rejection, failure, welcome it as a messenger pointing to areas needing fresh surrender. Thank the feeling for revealing its presence, and then introduce it to truth. Fear cannot linger where perfect love stands guard. You can envision love as radiant light filling interior rooms until shadows evaporate. As this segment closes, breathe deeply. Whisper thanks for the unseen hands steadying your steps today. Assurance settle like morning mist on open fields, nourishing what will blossom in due time. By mid-morning, grows stronger. Your tasks await, yet energy may still be climbing. Renewal is heaven's answer, granting vigor that transcends natural stamina. You can picture a mountain stream cascading over rocks, forever fed by hidden springs. Never exhausted, always fresh. That is the promise for hearts aligned with the source. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Isaiah 40:31. This vision invites you to trade drained reserves for divine vitality. Eagle imagery speaks of altitude and effortless glide, contrasting frantic effort with graceful reliance. Consider yesterday's exertions, mental puzzles, emotional care, manual work. Acknowledge legitimate fatigue without judgment. You can bring worn edges to God like frayed threads, trusting the master weaver to reinforce them. Sit tall, roll shoulders back, and imagine breath flowing to every cell, saturating tissue with oxygen and life. Physical renewal intertwines with spiritual posture. Hydrate your body, stretch muscles, feel circulation revive. Parallel actions unfold inside. Prayer hydrates spirit. Gratitude stretches perspective. Worship circulates hope through thoughts. You can take a few moments to rise, reach towards ceiling, then fold forward, letting spine loosen. As blood moves, so does joy. Energy is not merely quantity, but quality. Frenzied power drains quickly, but settled stamina sustains. You can pursue rhythm instead of rush, pacing tasks with intentional pauses. Like musicians leaving rests between notes, brief intervals amplify productivity. You might schedule micro Sabbaths, 2 minutes of slow breathing before meetings, silent glance through window between emails. Remember how seedlings face the sun. Turning leaves throughout day to maximize light. Align likewise. Orient plans toward divine brilliance and watch productivity bloom naturally. Ask, which actions today carry eternal weight? Prioritize those. Doing fewer things with purpose outshines many accomplished in anxiety. Renewal often arrives through connection, kind word exchanged, laughter shared, quiet reading of Scripture. All funnel replenishment. Seek small wells, cup of herbal tea, sipped mindfully, barefoot steps on fresh grass, melody that stirs your heart. Each moment recharges like plugging a phone into power. You may face challenges requiring courage, difficult conversations, complex projects, caregiving demands. Visualize stepping into those scenes clad in fresh strength, billowing with confidence. You can declare, energy rises within me because God infuses me with capability. Feel resolve straighten your posture. If midday fatigue still encroaches, pause again. Close eyes, sense gentle hands resting on your shoulders, imparting fortitude. Picture golden oil flowing from crown to soles, lubricating spirit and body. You can quietly repeat, strength is mine. With that confession, return to task and notice newfound clarity. Renewal also includes emotional agility, capacity to absorb surprise without collapse. You can practice resilience by framing setbacks as invitations to innovate. Instead of lamenting obstacles, ask which hidden avenues now appear. Creativity often blooms under pressure, like flowers emerging through sidewalk cracks. Conclude this part by envisioning yourself soaring above landscape, eagle wings stretched. Air currents hold you. Muscles relax, yet flight continues. Carry that picture into afternoon hours, reminding you that partnered strength never fails. Afternoon light softens, shadows lengthen across lawns. Responsibilities may intensify, voices around you multiply. In turbulent moments, inner calm becomes essential guidance system. A compass that keeps direction when external markers blur. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. John 4:20-27. Christ distinguishes his gift from temporary relief society offers. Divine calm endures storms center, enabling steady decisions when circumstances swirl. Visualize an ancient mariner steering by North Star. When clouds conceal constellations, he trusts instruments within the vessel to keep heading. Likewise, calm steadying your core allows decisions free from panic. You can cultivate this by regular check-ins, pause, notice breath, ask, is tension guiding me, or settled assurance? Conflicts sometimes erupt without warning. Sharp email, misunderstanding, traffic jam. Instead of reacting, picture a tranquil lake reflecting sunset. You can let words or events ripple surface, but not reach depths. Respond slowly, choosing tone that diffuses heat. Remember, calm is contagious. Your serenity can de-escalate rooms quicker than arguments. Harmony also navigates moral crossroads. Options appear. Hold each before God and observe interior resonance. The choice, accompanied by gentle stillness, even if challenging, often aligns with divine intent. Trust the compass. Avoid letting fear masquerade as caution or haste pose as urgency. To maintain equanimity, guard sensory intake. Endless news cycles, negative talk, cluttered surroundings erode calm. Curate environment like a gardener removing weeds. You can reduce notifications, play instrumental worship, clear workspace. Simplicity fosters clarity. Imagine your heart as bird nesting among high branches. Surrounding winds bend limbs, yet nest remains safe. You can picture calm feathers, insulating hatchlings. Worry cannot crack shells. When serenity surrounds them, carry that image into interactions. When you sense agitation, name it silently. Frustration, anxiety. Then breathe out label, releasing its grasp. Replace with promise. Perfect calm guards me. Over time, brain pathways rewire, choosing composure as default. You can practice micro-meditations, focusing on steady hum of air conditioner, pattern of footsteps, scent of citrus peel. Anchoring senses in present neutralizes spiraling thought loops. Calm becomes immediate, tangible. Aim to finish day with heart unburdened. Before evening tasks, mentally lay situations at God's feet. Imagine writing them on stones and placing each at riverbank, allowing current to carry them downstream until they slip from view. Walk away lighter, guided by tranquil compass. Late afternoon edges toward dusk, symbolizing journey's progression. You can view life as pilgrimage beside a loving companion. Walking implies pace, conversation, shared observations. It transforms tasks into fellowship and roots into sacred ground. He has shown you, mortal, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you? To act justly and to love mercy and to walk humbly with your God. Micah 6:8. The verse condenses discipleship into relational movement. Humble stride, marked by justice and kindness, becomes worship expressed through daily conduct. Picture setting out on wooded trail. Sun filters through leaves. Path curves gently. God's presence matches each step, pointing out wildflowers, rustling branches with quiet laughter. Conversation flows, sometimes words, other times shared wonder. You can transfer this imagery to grocery aisles, conference rooms, sidewalks. Every locale turns into holy walkway when awareness accompanies you. Walking suggests tempo, neither sprint nor crawl. Rushing outruns grace, dragging lags behind opportunity. Ask Spirit to calibrate pace so you encounter people at appointed times. Perhaps you pause to hold a door, speak encouragement, or simply smile. Seemingly minor exchanges weave heaven's tapestry. Companionship also involves honest dialogue. Share delight over accomplishments. Admit confusion about uncertainties. Though prayer often begins in solitude, its echo continues throughout day. In whispered thoughts, why'd this choice? Thank you for that sunset. Grant patience here. You can cultivate habit of continually turning inner glance toward divine friend. Humility keeps stride harmonious. Recognize limits without shame. Celebrate strengths without arrogance. You can picture holding a lantern that illuminates only a few yards beyond lies unknown. Instead of clamoring for floodlights, trust guide who sees from mountain peak. Rest in knowledge that necessary revelations arrive precisely when needed. Justice and mercy create footprints you leave behind. Seek fairness in transactions. Speak for those unheard. Extend compassion where pain hides. Walking with God means aligning cadence with heart that breaks for oppressed and rejoices over restored. Opportunities will arise, mentoring youth, advocating for ethical policies, forgiving debt. Each act writes gospel in everyday font. In seasons when trail climbs steeply, conversation may quiet, yet presence remains. You can lean into supportive arm, drawing stamina from communion. Footfalls echo promise that you never journey alone. Even valley of shadow turns into classroom of intimacy, teaching deeper trust. Shared travel fosters recognition of subtle guidance. Intuitive nudges, converging circumstances, scriptural reminders. As familiarity grows, you discern voice quickly, like recognizing friend's whistle in crowded station. Respond promptly, trust deepens. Celebrate milestones, completed projects, reconciled friendship, recovered health. Stop, stack a small cairn of gratitude stones in memory. Recount story to friends, passing torch of hope. Encourage them. You can walk with him too, and path will bloom beneath your feet. If this message awakens you, feel free to share hope with someone who needs it. Evening hues remember sunrise, yet soften into pastel peace. You have traveled through stillness, trust, renewed strength, calm, and companionship. Now, conclude the day beneath canopy of stars, receiving blessing that seals journey. The Lord bless you and keep you. Lord, make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. Lord, turn his face toward you and give you peace. Ooh. Numbers 6-4-26, spoken over ancient pilgrims. These words still flow with living power. They portray a God who watches, favors, and enfolds. His shining face dispels darkness. His gracious guard secures restful night. You can sit or lie down, letting spine surrender to support beneath. Imagine gentle hand tracing forehead with oil of comfort, seeps through thoughts, dissolving residue of worry. Each breath deeper than last carries gratitude outward, draws assurance inward. Allow body to sink, cocooned by divine watchfulness. Picture tomorrow like field awaiting dawn. Seeds sown today rest under starlight, unseen yet active. Trust growth to unfold while you sleep. Release need to micromanage outcomes. Declare, grace keeps what I entrust. Before final silence, speak benediction over loved ones. Visualize faces. Whisper their names. Ask that calm encircle them. Extend circle to strangers, leaders, wounded earth. Love travels across distances unhindered, weaving golden threads through collective tapestry. Now, gather these hours into single bouquet. Lift heartsong upward. Set it free to drift toward throne of grace. As fragrance rises, receive echo of affection cascading back upon you like summer rain. Let droplets settle, sparkling on soul's surface. May dawn's first beam tomorrow remind you that promises remain fresh, mercies renew, companionship continues. Rest under watchful sky, knowing eternal arms cradle dreams.